And then within the group, I like to just encourage over communication, especially from the sort of the leads as well, who tend to be hubs of context and be at the center of everything, where to make sure that they're, especially in this new asynchronous world, just anything interesting or that they think other people could benefit from, just sending out little updates on our Slack channel, writing a compliments page and sharing it around, and really, constantly encouraging that over communication to just ensure stuff is swirling around. And I think it's never been more important to asynchronously communicate updates, nuggets of gold, where everybody is sort of benefiting from those learnings. Canva's always placed a really, really high value on like its culture of sort of open communication and just like fun little culture building ceremonies. Going back to when we were all just on one floor, the whole company, it was like 150 people. We used to get together for Friday show and tells, where pretty much everybody working on product and growth could just get up at the end of the week on a Friday at 4 p.m. with a beer and just show what they've been working on for the week. So that was just a great way of really keeping that context flowing around the business. Like, oh, we're getting a bit bigger and I don't necessarily know what's happening over in that team. Friday, come for a beer, chat with somebody, see what's actually happening that way. And so it builds culture and it ensures context is swirling around as well. We also have a big Well,
it's 1,000 people now though. So how do you do it now? Because before it was 150. Now it's like 7 times the size.
Yeah.
How do you do it now?
We do it within the group. So we've kept the culture and the tradition going. So now every second Friday within the Canva Pro group, we have a show and tell where everybody's encouraged to kind of just get up and demo what they've been working on for the last couple of weeks or share any interesting context. Somebody from the data team might share a piece of interesting research that they've done recently, or one of our user researchers might share a piece of interesting research that they've done recently. So that's sort of like informal kind of communication, but we obviously have the more formal sort of updates. We tried to put together Canva plans in seasons. So it's kind of like quarters, but just, on the seasons effectively. It's just something quirky, I think, that stayed with the company that we did for a bit of fun in the early days. And actually everybody really enjoyed it. And we used to have like sort of themed seasonal parties where we'd have an all hands day. Everybody would present their progress from the last 3 months, their progress for the next 3 months, and then have a bit of a party afterwards. So it was great. So we've stuck with that. So on a seasonal basis, our groups now will present at the end of the season the progress they've made that season and what they plan to do for the next season, and follow that up with some written communications as well. So that means that around the 1,000-person organization, there's really good, robust updates going around every 3 months or so. And then within the group, I like to just encourage over communication, especially from the sort of the leads as well, who tend to be hubs of context and be at the center of everything, where to make sure that they're, especially in this new asynchronous world, just anything interesting or that they think other people could benefit from, just sending out little updates on our Slack channel, writing a compliments page and sharing it around, and really, constantly encouraging that over communication to just ensure stuff is swirling around. And I think it's never been more important to asynchronously communicate updates, nuggets of gold, where everybody is sort of benefiting from those learnings.
So you use Slack and Atlassian. Yeah, that's basically the tools internally to
use a lot
kind of ensure the communication.
A lot of Canva. Yeah, we use Canva a lot. Like Canva is obviously a brilliant communications tool, and it's one of the strongest use cases our customers
internally
use. Yeah, Canva presentations. We've actually got a great new feature now called video presentations or recorded presentations. And so you could always create amazing looking presentations inside of Canva, but now you can actually record yourself narrating them as well. So it's really great for asynchronous communication. I think
like Loom, is that kind of like
exactly.
that style thing? Yeah, okay, cool.
So people are using talking presentations now to, communicate an idea or a direction or a pitch deck sort of asynchronously, now that we're, with the borders closed, and we've sort of hired a lot of our staff have come from overseas, with the nature of the tech talent pool in Australia. I think a lot of people are coming from overseas. And so we've hired a lot of people in the last 6 months since the pandemic began who have began overseas. And for us, it's been a bit of a shift because Canva's always been a really indie office type of company, and we've created a lot of like really effective systems and sort of rhythms around that. But we've had to adjust pretty quickly, and so we've got people in the Canva Pro team. We've got somebody in San Fran, we've got somebody in South Africa, we've got somebody in Vietnam now, and so trying to just be mindful and inclusive of them with all of the updates we're sending around. So we're finding asynchronous Canva decks, recorded presentations, and then on top of that, Slack and Atlassian and a bit of Google Docs as well.